What do you think of when you hear the word hope? Really, just take a second and ask yourself, what does hope mean to you? Maybe you hope to get into that nice school that you've always dreamed of. Maybe you hope that the person you love loves you back. Maybe you hope that tomorrow will be a nice, sunny day. Maybe you hope that a loved one can recover from this tragedy. Maybe you don't dare to hope anymore. Hope is this really magical word. It sums up our wishes, our desires, our predictions. We're always hoping things get better, but it doesn't always feel like hope does much of anything. Whether or not we hope that tomorrow comes, well, the sun still rises. Whether or not we hope for a certain Christmas present, sometimes it's not in the budget. And whether or not we hope for that loved one to pull through, sometimes it's time to say goodbye. Hope, therefore, despite its lovely intention and warm promises, seems to be powerless. A wishful what could be in a dark world of what is. What if I told you, however, that there is another kind of hope, a stronger hope, a hope that can deliver on its loftiest of promises, and a hope that is truly eternal? Listen now to the words of the prophet Isaiah, and hear this claim of this hope. The people walking in darkness have seen a great light. On those living in a land of deep darkness, a light has dawned. You have enlarged the nation and increased their joy. They rejoice before you, as people rejoice at the harvest, as warriors rejoice when dividing the plunder. For as in the day of Midian's defeat, you have shattered the yoke that burdens them, the bar across their shoulders, the rod of their oppressor, every warrior's boot used in battle, and every garment rolled in blood will be destined for burning, will be fuel for the fire. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the greatness of his government and peace there will be no end. He will reign on David's throne and over his kingdom, establishing and upholding it with justice and righteousness from that time on and forever. The zeal of the Lord Almighty will accomplish this. Isaiah was speaking to a people who were broken and afraid, and he made the distinction between ordinary, fleeting hope and the hope of God, strikingly clear for all to understand. Ordinary hope waits and sees. The hope of the Lord acts, like a firmly held anchor, resting in the foundation of God's promises of salvation and the eternal work of Christ on the cross. In this Advent, on this day of hope, I would invite you to join me in a small act of prayer. If you are anxious, worried, hopeful, or worse yet, scared to hope, for fear that the world may burn you again, join me now in offering all of that to God. The God who so loved us that he sent his one and only Son to die for our sake. The God who wills that we spend eternity with him in glory and perfection. Offer to him your worries and your disappointments, and know that he is a God who understands, who cares, and who provides. Rest easy in those promises of God, that every tear will be wiped away, every injustice will meet its just reward, and every wound and sickness will be healed. Whatever it is for you, hold it in your heart now, and say to God, Lord, I give this burden to you. I will hope and I will trust in you and your promises. Lord, for those who feel their hope has failed, remind us that you come. Give us eyes that see the light and hearts that trust your promise. Amen.